This is Lisa, and this is...
I'm Sam. Most of you know me. Those who don't, oh well. Anyway, we've decided to do some early videos, kind of not so much holiday, but pre-holiday videos. And the reason for that will become clear in the next few moments. Excuse me.
You thought I was kidding? Mountain Dew! Don't give a fuck anymore.
That's all right. A little background, I suppose, on what exactly happened. For the past, I don't know, 35, maybe even 40 years, my diet has been crap. I have eaten fast food. I have probably emptied a couple fast food joints. I have drank copious amounts of soda. I started drinking diet sodas. Found I liked them better than the regular sodas, so I've been drinking those. And I found caffeine-free diet sodas, which were even tastier. Anyway, my diet consisted of fast food, junk food, and I just ate myself into a nice, rotund, well over 300 pounds. Now, during this time, probably in the last, 5 years, it's been that I've developed what I ignored, symptoms of either pre-diabetes or diabetes. Now, I don't go to doctors. I don't like going to doctors. I don't particularly care for jabs. The drugs I don't trust. But I was doing all right. I had strength. I was able to do things. I would eat and I would have a nap. Maybe not even voluntarily. Anyway, about August 31st, Sunday, August 31st, I woke up and I was sick. I was just, to put it bluntly, I was puking stomach bile. And that's all it was. It was just stomach bile.
It didn't melt. It had to be swiped away. It was
gross. Well, probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock, I came down the hall and I said, I told Lisa, I said, I'm going to lay down. Don't feel good. I'm just going to lay down. Well, I took my slippers off. I took my shorts off and I bent over and I fell down and hit my head against the wall. She heard it and she came running into the room, and apparently I was talking like this.
Wasn't making any sense at all.
Making any sense. She kept trying to get me, you got to get up. You got to get up. I couldn't, my muscles would not work. They would not, I couldn't get up. I tried and I tried and I tried. There was no way that she was going to be able to pick me up. So she got a little rambunctious with me. She said, I'm calling an ambulance. And I'm like, no, ambulance. Well, I couldn't get up. And I finally said, yeah, okay, whatever. They came out. And it took 3 of them to get me off the floor because my legs wouldn't go under me to push myself.
Just dead weight.
They just didn't work. So they said, yep. They brought in the gurney and they got me up on the gurney and they took me to the hospital. Emergency room. It was 1:30 when we got to the emergency room.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
Well,
on Sunday.
It might have been 1:30 when you got in there, but when I got in there, it was like 2:10, 2:15.
It was different for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, they did preliminary blood work, all vitals and everything. The vitals seemed okay. I had okay oxygenation in my fingers. They decided they needed to draw blood. I fully understood that. So they did. And they did quite a bit. And we waited, and we waited, and we waited.
He looked like a pincushion.
I did. I looked like a pincushion.
He had wires coming out of every place.
I was tired. I was exhausted, but I felt better than when I was at home. Eventually, I have no idea what time it was. They came in and they said, "You have diabetes?" And I was like, "Not that I'm aware of." They said, "You have diabetes. Your blood sugars is almost 400, and your A1C is 11. A little background on that: your blood sugars should be around 100 or so, somewhere in there.
Like mine.
Your A1C, for people my age, should be 7, maybe a little less. Mine was 11. They told me that indicated that I not only had type 1 diabetes, but I had type 1 diabetes for quite a while. They couldn't tell me how long, but it was for quite a while. Okay, here we go. All that eating crap and drinking crap caught up to me. My pancreas went to the Bahamas somewhere. Well, inside the blood work too, they found E. coli. Where I got E. coli from, heaven knows. I have no idea. But you can't have E. coli running around your system. So they admitted me.
They brought in infectious diseases.
They brought in the infectious diseases division.
You know how we feel about that.
And I finally got into a room 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was
I
like.
think it was like.
It was like.
Yeah. And by then I was just ready to pass right out. I was ready to go to sleep for the night. Well, Lisa went home.
Found out I left the garage door open. Thankfully, nothing got stolen.
Thankfully, we live in a good neighborhood, so far, knock on wood. But the next day, due to other markers in my blood, they decided they needed to do a CT scan. They took me in, they did the CT scan. They found 2 small spots on my left kidney and a large mass on my liver. So, liver biopsy time. Next day, liver biopsy. As we found out, it wasn't good. It was cancer.
No, we didn't find out
Well,
that
we didn't
yet.
find that out until only recently.
They said there was just a
There
mass.
was just a mass, and they tested it, and then never got back to us as to what was going on. Well, the one doctor wanted to take me down to Cleveland Clinic immediately and remove the kidney without even doing a biopsy on the spots. He was ready to just take it out, just remove it. I was like, no, that's not happening. Well, long story short, they seem to be more concerned about the E. coli, which I could kind of understand that. That's communicable should I cut myself and somebody else touch my blood. So they gave me a very powerful antibiotic intravenously, and I puked it all up. I just, they just finished doing it and were just turning around to walk out. And I just,
He grabbed the vomit bag.
Grabbed the vomit bag and I just let go. Now, granted, I didn't have much in my stomach. So once again, it was all stomach bile and all that. What they decided to do then was install what's called a PICC line, P-I-C-C. It goes into your arm, up through an artery, and down into the superior vena cava of your heart. And that's where you would administer the 28 days that I was going to have to go through of antibiotics. Powerful antibiotics. And they gave me a pill, it's called Zofran, to take a half hour before that, and it would calm my stomach down and I wouldn't get sick. Well, it worked. I didn't get sick. Well, doctors in and out, and I was in and out, and she had to work, so she couldn't be there. So they kept me until the next Sunday, and then, they discharged me. And then that Monday, we had what was called home infusion care come in. They explained the whole situation, gave me the medicine that I would need.
Wait, is this after you left the hospital?
Yeah.
When he left the hospital, they gave us bag with some instructions, right? On a sliding scale.
Never got any diabetic instructions.
Yeah, the instructions were on the bag. So when you get home, we're reading the instructions and it says, check your sugar, and then you need to do 4
units after
always,
every meal, always.
And then use the sliding scale for any extra.
Right. If it's a certain number, it gets 2 more units. If it's another certain number, it gets 4 more units, and so on. So the higher I am, the more units I would take. And it was a fast-acting insulin.
So I'm calling them going, excuse me, how do we do this? Nobody told us how to do this.
Yeah,
what is this?
No instruction.
What are these numbers here? I don't understand what this is. So then that's when they told us the light blue one was nighttime. It was slow acting.
Right. It was an overnight fasting action.
And the dark blue one was fast acting that you do right before each meal. Okay, fine. Now we know what we're doing. Now, as you were.
So, as I learned how to check my sugars and what to eat very carefully, very low carbs, high proteins, vegetables, but nothing like I was eating before. I couldn't eat any of it. Which was okay because I didn't have a whole lot of an appetite. But
you lost 50 pounds.
I'd lost 50 pounds in the course of a month and a half or 2, maybe.
Yeah.
For no reason, because I was still eating like pig.
Ish.
Pig-ish. Well, I was.
No, you weren't eating as much as you were before.
You have no idea what I was doing out there at night.
What you told me.
You don't know. You would go to bed and I would plow it down.
When you were losing weight?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he just lied. See that? He just busted himself in a lie.
I might as well, huh? No? Might as well. So anyway, they came on Monday and they showed her, because she was going to have to do this every day. Crash course in how to give me a saline injection, then a slow injection of the antibiotic, and then another saline injection to clear the lung.
And the heparin.
And heparin. They started me with heparin. The next day,
you were bleeding.
I was bleeding from the incision like crazy. We called them and they ran out and fixed it all up.
After I taped you.
Well, I forget details. You know that.
They said to tape him up with some tape. So I taped him up as well as I could, and it stopped the bleeding. So when they came out that next day, that's when they said, oh, okay, this looks good.
They came out that day.
Well, yeah, that's right. This was early in the morning. It was 7 a.m.
They came right out.
It was 7 a.m. when he found out that he was bleeding. And I had to go to work. So I got him all fixed up. And then they were coming out that day. So I went to work like I was supposed to at 8 a.m. You know how hard it is to work when you got shit like that going on? It's impossible. It's impossible. But I did it, as you were.
But they fixed that up. And they said, okay, we're going to take you off the heparin because you don't need any blood thinner. And so I didn't have heparin from that point forward. That's a good thing, too. So 28 days goes by. We're doing it. I'm checking. My numbers are coming down. They're coming down. Get up in the morning, they're 114, 127. So it's working. My diet, my insulin regime, the checking, it's a pain in the butt. If any of you have diabetes, you know that. But it was working.
Keep in mind, though, he was only eating limited amounts.
Right. I wasn't
Like last
eating
week, he
a
was
lot.
just eating Jell-O and 2
I
pieces
wasn't,
of cheese.
yeah, I wasn't eating a lot. But I was trying to eat, I think I was trying to eat 0 carbs.
He was.
Which, because every time I would try, okay, let's try half a piece of bread. Half a piece of bread. Bam! Up it'd go. So I, ate a lot of tuna fish,
You did.
chicken, any kind of meat
Olives,
that had
tomatoes,
things that had no carbs.
chicken.
Okay. And it went along. Now, this past Monday, this is the 9th of October, this past Monday, my antibiotic regime was finished. And I had to go to see the doctor, infectious disease, and they had to look at my blood work and see if it was okay to take the PICC line out. E. coli was gone. Okay? My liver enzymes were elevated, but that's when they told me that it was cancer.
That
They
could
just
be,
happened to let that slip.
Yeah, she was like, well, that
could be the
because of
cancer.
the cancer. And I was just
Lisa
like,
and I are like, huh?
it took all I had to keep a straight face
What
and look
cancer?
at her and go,
What cancer? Okay, yeah.
We had an idea.
Had an
but
idea, but
It wasn't affirmed
it wasn't
until
affirmed.
then.
But my doctor, Dr. Veras, he said, yeah, he can go,
And she took it out.
And she took it out.
Thank God.
And she took it out, and I was like, you mean it's already done? Yep. I had
No bleeding,
idea.
no
No
nothing.
idea she took it out.
No, just hold that
So-
there. You're done.
We get home, and we're happy. We're happy it's gone. And we don't have to do that anymore. And all I got to do is check my sugars and control them. A couple hours later, we get a phone call. Lisa was
He
working.
got the first phone call. I wasn't
Lisa
there.
was working.
Yeah.
Were you working? Oh, you
No,
weren't
I
working.
wasn't
You
working.
weren't working. That's right. You were in here. Lisa was in here. And I took the phone call. And I came in and I said, we may not be out of the woods yet. And she was like, why? I said, I just got a phone call from nurses, Kathy, that my blood work was horrendous in 4 days.
Keep in mind,
4 days. It went from, okay, to, oh my God.
now keep in mind, at this time, I'm thinking Kathy is being a little melodramatic. Or she was like, you need to go to the hospital. Are you okay? Are you weak? And he was like, no, I'm perfectly fine.
I
I'm
said,
thinking,
no, I feel great.
I said, I don't know who this Kathy person is. If the med doc says it, then I'll think something. Sure enough, I look at my phone. My med doc has been
Blowing it up.
texting me,
Blowing up
and
that
then
phone.
I called her, and she said, normally your platelets are supposed to be 7,500.
Whatever they were supposed to be.
What was yours?
Mine were 2.
2.
And my hemoglobin was way down there too. I
In the
don't remember
negatives.
numbers.
I don't remember what it was either, but it was in the negatives.
And that's when I started saying, are you bleeding from anywhere? Are you having bruising? Are you having confusion? And I'm like, no, I'm not having any of that. And that's when
They mentioned that it
they
was
happened to
accelerating.
mention that it was accelerating. That indicated that the cancer was accelerating
And your
at
blood
a
was
high rate
deteriorating.
of speed.
Oh,
And it probably
deteriorated.
made it into my blood.
Yep.
And so,
Now keep in mind though, right before this, for that whole 28 days, they were coming out twice a month or twice a week,
twice a week to take blood.
taking blood.
Taking blood.
So
So they could watch the progression, to get better.
now you or I, we can go ahead and remake that blood. Our body knows how to go ahead and replenish that blood. It brings in new ones. He
Your
is
bone
not in
marrow
that
makes you-
situation. So
I wasn't making blood nearly fast enough.
I keep thinking that might have had something to do with it too. Because if you don't have a lot of blood in your system, you're not going to have a lot of platelets.
Well, your platelets are formed I'm not going to get into that. That's
Yeah.
medical. But
knows I
anyway,
failed
I
biology.
had no platelets. And that's when Dr. Veras told me that I was terminal. And then that started the ball rolling on hospice coming in here, home hospice care. And they said, this can be. Now, remember, Dr. Veras had to sign off on this, and he immediately did. You've got to have, in order for your insurance to cover hospice home care, you have to have a diagnosis of 6 months or less to live. And he gave him that diagnosis. So we've got hospice coming in and giving us information, all the information that we need and what's going to happen. I've got a hospital bed coming on Monday to put in the back room by my television so that I don't necessarily have to sleep in it at night because I can still get up and go to bed. But during the day in my recliner, I have to continue to
Sit on his butt.
sit on my butt. I can't roll sideways because the via the recliner, it doesn't lay flat and there's a big dip in it. So I got a hospital bed coming. I got a hospital tray coming. It comes with oxygen. I have
Just in case.
Not going to use it now because I really right now don't need it. But as they've all told me, you feel great today. You feel. I'm not strong. I'm still not going to strong. I'm never going to be strong again. I can't go up and down stairs. I cannot drive anymore. If we go anywhere, she has to drive. And
Evel Knievel. Speed racer.
They bring up that good point. I'm used to going. I used to do the grocery shopping. I would go out and I would do the grocery shopping. And, that was my drive. I'd drive out and do the grocery shopping. And I'd probably stop at, I don't know, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. It didn't matter. But that was before I got sick. And now I can't drive. So that part of my life is over for sure. But Lisa's a very good driver. And I got no problems riding with her.
He says that now, but you should have heard him before when he was side seat driving. I said, look over there. No, look straight ahead. Look at the road. You can't be looking over there. What are you doing? This ridge over here is getting really close. There's a dip. You got to watch out for. So I know how to drive.
Yeah, back off. This guy's going too slow. And she's climbing on his ass, boy. She's one of those. I don't like you going slow. I'm going to push you.
He's lying.
I keep saying, yeah, right.
He's lying. I don't do that.
I keep saying, somebody's going to slam on their brakes.
I'd like to see him try.
Just to make you do it. Anyway.
Speaking of which, I need to get that dash cam, too. You need to get a dash cam.
That probably wouldn't work.
Not if it's ADT.
That's a whole nother story for another video.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And don't even get me started on goods.
Anyway. Long story short, I don't have a lot of time left. Now, that's relative. I could go in a week. I could go in 2 months. I could go in 6 months. I could go a year, 2 years. The one lady that came out and saw us today from the hospice care, she said she has a patient who's been going on 2 years. And, they gave her 6 months to live, and she's been going on 2 years. So these things have their own time. But I am dying. It's been confirmed by enough places that, they were able to get hospice in here just like that. Now, I don't have aides coming in because I can still take care of myself. I can dress myself. I can take a shower. Now, when it gets to the point where I can no longer do those things or I'm having a really hard time, we can get an aide in here to help me with those tasks. They also...
Hopefully she's cute.
She could look like Farrah Fawcett Majors. And old Henry down there, I think he joined my liver in the Bahamas. Because I can pee with no problem. But anything else? No, that's not going to happen. Just not. Anyway, that's what's going on. I am on my way out. But they have all told me, look, you're doing okay right now. You're doing good. Do what you want to with the time you have left. And as far as your diabetes goes, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it here and there. Don't let it get way up there. If it does, you can bring it back down with your diet. But in all seriousness, what difference does it make now? You're dying. You are going to die, and there's nothing, and that's one of the things Dr. Vera said, there's no medical treatment that they can give me. They can't do chemotherapy, they can't do the radiation, they just can't do it. It's too far. It's too far gone.
Yeah.
It's too far gone. He didn't give it a stage, but he's probably going high stage 3, low stage 4. Do I feel it? No. I feel weak. When I get up in the morning, I feel okay, and I can do a few things, here and there, and I can wash dishes again, I can dry them. I can't stand there for a long time. My legs will start to shake and they'll give out, and I don't want to fall down, because I'll be on the ground. Not allowed, like I said, not allowed to go downstairs, and that right now is killing me. But that is what it is. I don't want to get halfway down the stairs and fall down. That would be bad.
No, he went to go get the empty trash can, and that wiped him out.
Yeah, I went
Our
down there.
driveway isn't that long.
I
but
went
it's
down there
longer.
to get it, got it, and by the time I got halfway back up the house, I almost couldn't pick my feet up. That's how weak it was.
And we got a couple steps.
It was bad. And we have a couple of steps inside the house, outside of the steps going down to the basement. Now, I have made the decision that, yeah, I'll eat a lot healthier than I did. Okay? Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I'll eat healthier than I did. I kind of got used to it. But I'm going to have a cheeseburger and fries when I want a cheeseburger and fries.
And
I'm going to
casada
have
cake.
a baked potato. Yeah, we're going to get another casada cake, hopefully, fairly quickly. And that's why we decided to do these videos. And what this is going to be a series of videos. This first one is just a general introduction to what's going on and, how I got there. If you're young and your diet consists of fast food and sodas and junk,
And diet drinks.
Stop. Just back it off, especially if you're overweight. Back it off. You're going to end up like this.
Sugar-free anything is not
Now,
good for you.
this one, oh no. Oh, her sugar's 94, 100. She had a large caramel crunch Frosty from Wendy's yesterday. And she finished it. And an hour later, she took her sugars. They were 100. If I ate that thing, I probably would have been dead. But no.
I told you there's nothing wrong with mine.
No, there's nothing wrong with
The only
it.
thing wrong with me is an
She's got
underactive
an underactive
thyroid.
thyroid, and that's
I'll stay
it.
fat because I'm not taking their poisons.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. And what I'm going to do, I have several friends who I'd like to make personal videos for. Just me talking about my relationship with that particular person. Okay? And I will send, when the video's done, and this editor over here, now there goes my ear again.
His ears have closed for some reason.
My eustachian tubes are clogging up for some reason. Anyway, this editor over here, I don't know if she's going to edit these. She may not. She may just leave them raw as they are. But I will, certain friends, I will make a personalized video. A lot of memories I have. A lot of memories. A lot of good memories. I don't know if any of you have ever seen Meet Joe Black. But if you have, you remember the scene where he's in the hospital room with the old Jamaican lady, and he asks her if she's got a lot of good pictures. And she smiles and she nods. I have a lot of good pictures. I really do. People say, fight it, don't give up, fight it. I understand that, okay? I get that. If I was in my 30s, yes. You need to take the kidney, okay. I'll fight this tooth and nail as much as I can. We'll see what happens from there. At this point in my life, I've done what I wanted to do. I've met the love of my life. I've said that a couple different times and it just hasn't worked out. But this, I have met and am with the love of my life. And as hard as this is for me, it's 3 times as hard for her. Because she's got to sit here and watch it. And then one day, I won't be here. I don't mean to get maudlin over this, but that's just the way it's going to be. And it would be the same thing if the situation was flipped over.
Except you get a lot of money.
I can't deny that. I can't deny that. It wasn't supposed to work like this. She was supposed to go before me. At least that's the way she felt.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what she thought.
Then they told me I had a healthy bill of health, and I was like, you motherfuckers. I'm ready to go home.
My biggest mistake was not going to the doctor sooner to say, hey, can you check me out? There's this, and this going on. Not too. Because it would have shown up. It would have shown up back then. But I didn't. And there's nothing that can be done about it now. Yeah, I'm not going to try to close the barn door. But I am going to do and eat what I want to, when I want to, while I still can. Now, will I check my sugars? Yes. I'll check my sugar in the morning, and I'll check my sugar at night. But during the day, I mean, they all say, you know, what difference does it make now? You know, it makes no difference. My only concern is if something happens and I have a stroke, but I'm living. Now, I have DNR and all that, but if I have a bad enough stroke
I have power of attorney.
to where now I don't need intubated, but I'm pretty much just a vegetable, but I can still breathe, that's going to present a whole new set of problems.
I have power of attorney over body.
I understand
able to
that,
make
but
that
I don't know
decision.
what that would mean. Because if I have a stroke, they got to take me to the hospital.
They would, but if they said that you were brain dead or whatever, then
I'm not talking about brain dead.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a stroke to where I'm incapacitated with the exception of my mind. I could still talk to you like this.
Then I would have the power of attorney
right,
over
but
body.
there's nothing
So
to turn off. There's nothing to turn off. I wouldn't be intubated. I wouldn't be on a lung machine. I would just be there. You can't just kill me.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There's no plug to pull at that point.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, if I have a bad enough stroke where they got to intubate me and all that, yeah, you have power then. So
I thought that's what you were
do
talking
not
about.
resuscitate any of that stuff. I mean, that's always been my biggest fear in my life is to lose my mental facilities. And I don't mean Alzheimer's or dementia. I watched my mom go through those. Okay, and hers was different. Hers was Lewy body's dementia. She always knew who everybody was, because she didn't forget that. But she forgot that she had a home. She forgot that she was in a nursing home. She thought she was in a hotel. And she talked to a lot of people who were not there. I learned to agree with her and say hi to the people rather than try to argue with her that there was nobody there. Because at that point in dementia and Alzheimer's, their reality is reality. And nothing you can see, you're only going to make them mad. But I'm hoping, and I'm sure she is too, that when the time comes, it comes quietly.
I've asked that you don't suffer.
We have the medications that we need. We can get stronger ones, but I don't need them right now, so I'm not taking them. I'm not going to take them. Why take them if you don't need them? She's got the morphine for when it gets to that point where I need
He's got some good shit, let me just
I've got
say.
some good shit, yeah. Anybody breaks into this house, they're going to find some drugs. But
No, the alarm will be going off, so
Well,
the police will be coming, and they ain't gonna get shit.
maybe,
No, they'll still come.
no, the alarm might go off. Maybe.
Oh no, it'll go off.
Anyway, this is what we're facing. Okay? It's not pleasant. Of course it's not pleasant. I hope to be able to, 2 weeks before Christmas, go out with her driving around and looking at Christmas lights. I'd love to see one more set of Christmas lights. I'd have as many Christmas lights as I want, but I'd like to see them. But there's no guarantee that I'm not going to wake up in 3 days and just be useless.
Because you won't be taking the steroids anymore.
Yeah. Now, they gave me steroids to try to pump up my platelets.
It worked.
They are doing something because I feel a lot better. Not stronger by any means, but a lot better. My outlook is better. My mental facilities are better. I'm able to do a few more things than I was able to do before the steroid. But they only gave me a 4-day regime of it because they don't want to put me on permanent steroids. That's kind of silly, because it's not going to pump. It's not going to work enough to get me out of this. This cancer is in my blood. And they could try transfusions.
They need to just take Pytomine and put it into you straight.
Her and her alien DNA, yes. Give me some of
Golden.
that alien DNA.
O negative, golden blood.
But I'm not having a problem with this. In my view,
and he's being cremated. That's his choice.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't take up any real estate before I was born. I'm not taking up any real estate after I die.
Except on that cabinet in the living room, watching TV.
I'm talking about real estate outside.
I got you.
And you're the only one that would come and visit anyway.
Yeah.
You're the only one. So that's just... I've always just said I don't want to be cremated.
Your friends would.
No, they wouldn't drive all the way out here to the cemetery.
They might. You never know.
No. Why? If I put a tombstone up there, I want a tombstone that says, I'm not here. Why the fuck are you?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. And I will tell.
And we drove to Mentor.
I will tell my friends who met me in Mentor last year around my birthday.
Mentor.
That was why I came up. Because I knew.
He did say that. He did say he had a feeling that he wouldn't be able to go back.
Right. I said, I told him, I won't be back here. I won't be able to come back here. And besides, a couple of restaurants we wanted to go to while we were there were disappointing. Very disappointing.
That one we looked so forward to.
Zappatelli's, we loved it.
What the hell happened to Zappatelli's?
And it's like, there were flies all over the place inside, and the service sucked.
The food
was just not right.
It wasn't normal. It was.
I think Mama Zapp wasn't making the sauce anymore.
Somebody's not.
But it wasn't good.
We were so disappointed because we were so looking forward to that.
Oh,
can't wait. Yeah, walked in. What the fuck?
And it was a terrible experience. But anyway, this is a Zappatelli's review. Now, Lisa and I were going to, a while back before this happened, start a YouTube channel. It would be non-monetized, so we could say whatever the hell we wanted to. It was going to be called Sam and Lisa's Rude Food Review. And what it was going to be, you've seen all the food reviewers out there, and they talk and their food gets cold. And, then they try it, and they give you a yes and no, what's wrong with it, that kind of thing. Well, we were going to do rude food reviews. We were going to try to find stuff we didn't like and just bash them and say all kinds of nasty words. Now, if the food happened to be good, okay, we could do that.
This is fucking good shit.
That's what we would do. This is fucking delicious. I never fucking had anything like this. And we
Be
could
like
talk
we're from
like
New York.
that. And we could talk like that because we're not monetized.
This is fucking good, man.
Chant.
Me a cheese boy.
But we never got to it, and we won't.
Yeah, we can't
It's
do
too
that.
late now. There's just not.
Not in the cards.
We have things that, we have places we like to go. Thanksgiving, we like to go to Bob Evans for Thanksgiving.
Whoop, whoop.
I don't know that we'll wait until Thanksgiving this year.
Mm-mm.
Because they still sell the turkey and dressings.
We're going to get my crab legs soon, too.
We're going to go get her crab legs. We usually do that on her birthday. And then we go to Texas Roadhouse for me on my birthday. Well, that's back in next summer now. And there's no guarantee. So if we're going to do it, like they say, if you're going to do it, do it. And don't worry about it. Because, now, I still can't eat what I used to be able to eat, and she can attest to that. I can't do it. My stomach has shrunk
So much.
down so much. My stomach, my organ.
Watch one of
But
his.
it's not stretched out.
Watch one of our old videos and then watch this one, and you'll see his face
you'll
is
see.
really shrunken.
I guess my face has from my neck up has really shrunken in.
It has.
I looked like a Kool-Aid man before.
He didn't look that bad.
But as you can see, I don't have the redness in the top of my head. I don't have the redness coming down here. I'm pretty clear. And I think that was due to the antibiotics.
Yeah.
Those were some powerful antibiotics. They had to be kept refrigerated. All this stuff had to be kept. We had to buy a little mini fridge to keep all this stuff in. Like, holy crap. Anyway, this is where we are. Okay? We will keep everybody informed through this. I will put a link to this video on my Facebook. Once she gets it done, she'll send it to me, and I'll put a link to it on my Facebook. If you can watch it, if you want to watch it, fine. If you don't want to watch it, that's fine too. I get it. But like I said, I do have certain friends who I'm going to make personalized videos for that, and I will send those to them via Facebook Messenger, because those don't need to be out there in public.
They'll be on YouTube.
Pardon me.
They'll be on YouTube.
I know, but I don't want to put them on Facebook General
I got
so
you.
that everybody in the world can look at it. No, there are personal things I want to say. And, I will send each person.
I can make it unlisted.
Each person, as the video's done, I will send it to them. Now, when you get one of these, if you get one of these, the choice is yours. You don't have to watch it.
But it'll be unlisted.
But
So
it's there if you want.
If you lose the link, you won't be able to find it unless you hit him up again.
Right. Yeah, if you lose the link. So I want to thank everybody that did send me all the well wishes and, everything that they could. And there's no fight left to this. Just so for those of you who are saying, hey, keep on fighting. There's just no fight left to this. There's nothing medical science can do. And I'm not the kind to venture down to Peru and, sit in a Mayan temple going, I'm not, that's beyond what I feel is right. Every medical professional that we've had since we got that diagnosis has been nothing but kind.
Oh, yes.
Nothing but kind.
So nice, so nice.
And they have explained things, and they sit with us until we understand exactly what they're talking about. And they'll try to explain it in a different way, and we eventually get it.
They're all like best friends now.
Yeah, they're like...
Me and the med doc,
we're here. This company's here 24/7.
Yeah.
2 a.m, you need something, you call.
They're the new
We're
911.
there. Yeah. So, and if I do will down, she has a number to call that they'll come and lift me back up. Because she can't. There's even at this, she can't do it. And I know if I go down, I ain't getting up without help. It's just not happening. My legs are not strong enough. You should see the hell of a time I have getting in the truck.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Told you,
I
gotta sit
got
your
to
butt
get
down.
in ass first.
Yep, you gotta sit your butt
I've
down.
never had to do that. I was always able to swing my legs up. Not now. Not now.
I can't wear tight jeans.
Well, God, I haven't worn a pair of pants outside of sweatpants in decades. Those of you who wanted to visit me or talk to me on the phone, okay, the voice that you're hearing on this is highly amplified. My voice is almost gone. And it's just one of those things. It's hardly a whisper, practically. And it just doesn't work. And as for seeing me, I just, no, don't do that. Don't look up my address and then show up unexpectedly. Please, I beg of you. You know, I don't want that. Call me weird, call me strange. I just don't want that. I will say my goodbyes to you in my videos. To those of you I make the video for, I will say my goodbyes. Then they'll be heartfelt, trust me. If I choose you to make a video for, you're someone that is or has been special in my life. Okay, so please understand and please respect that wish. I know some people who they wanted my phone number, they wanted my email address. With this video and my original post, I've given out all the information I can. There's just, there's just nothing else I have to say except to certain people. And I'll do that. And I don't cry easily, but there may be some portions in those that I might tear up over, because there have been some damn good times. And some people have tried their darndest to come through for me when I was down and didn't want any help doing nothing. Okay? They tried to come through for me. I wouldn't let them. It was just me at that time in my life. I think you know who you are. But in all honesty, I have had a great life. The last 8 years of it have been just practically the best years of my adult life. They really have, and it's because of her. It is because of her, and ours is a unique relationship, and I think you'll agree with this. Had we met each other 15, 20 years ago, we wouldn't have given each other a second thought. That's just the way we were at that point. We wouldn't have. We just wouldn't have. But we did find each other, and when my mom passed, and I told her this, that if she wanted to, it was totally up to her, because she had a life of her own, that she could come and live with me, find her a job, and she'd come and live with me. And when I told her that my mom passed, something happened between her and her roommate, and the next day she was there. She was with me, and she got a job at Giant Eagle, just like that. So, we were both working, and we were both writing, and we have one book left in the series, and it's a quarter or a halfway done. Do you think?
Yeah, maybe. I'd say half. Because we've got a lot of the skeleton in there.
And I, for whatever reason, and I had a lot of them, of my own going on. And for some reason, I completely lost the desire, and dare I say, somewhat the ability to write to my standard. And we haven't worked on it in
Wow, a
It's been a
long
long
while.
time.
But he said we're gonna work on it again.
But we're gonna try to work on it again and get it going and get it done.
I'll be typing.
Yeah, we'll try to get it done. So any of you who are looking forward to that final book and figuring, well, we're just a bunch of blowhards. We did the 3 books and now we're leaving everybody hanging.
Hanging you on that cliffhanger.
Yeah, and I will try my best to get it done or as close to done as I'm able to with her, and she'll finish it. She knows the characters back and forth as well as I do. And we'll see what comes of it. I think maybe I'm afraid to finish it because I don't know exactly how I want to finish it. I know where I want to go with it. We know where we want to go with it. But it's almost like I don't know how to get there. I've got too many kettles in the fire, if you will, with this. I've got to condense it down. And like I could tell her, pick a lane. But anyway, I'm just going off on a tangent here. I hope that you all have a wonderful day tomorrow, pleasant evening tonight. I'd say go Browns, but I think the only place they're going is home after Christmas this year. And it's too bad. I was hoping that I would see at least them go to a Super Bowl in my life. I knew in my heart that the Guardians weren't going to the World Series this year. They didn't have the firepower. The fact that they did what they did, I am so proud of those guys. But they didn't have the next gear. They don't have enough offense firepower to do it. They just didn't. They couldn't. I mean, did you really want to see a Guardians and LA Dodgers destruction in the World Series? They would sweep them in 4 and they would outscore them probably 57-3. But I didn't want to see them go and just fall on their faces like that. But what they did was wonderful. Just great. Just wonderful. The Browns ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry what anybody says. Maybe they'll play better as the season wears on. But they aren't going anywhere. Not this year. Not this year. So, all right. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm going to go back and get in my chair, which I will no longer have after tomorrow. And the bed doesn't come till Monday, so I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend.
You're going to have to sit on the couch or lay on the couch?
I'm going to have to lay on the couch.
Move Pops out of the way.
Move Pops out of the way and just lay on the couch.
Or sit in the chair and move Gibson.
No, I won't do that. That chair's too hard to get out of.
I thought it was the couch that was too hard to get out of.
Well, they both are hard to get out of because they've got those, sink you to hell cushions.
Yeah, I have to take
your
the...
knees are up in your face. Comfortable, but boy, they're hard to get out of.
Or you can sit on that.
What?
That? What you're sitting in, Hannah.
Oh, no. You don't understand. You can do this in here for hours and hours and hours. I can't sit like this for hours and hours and hours and hours watching TV. My feet got to be up. They got to be.
I can go get the footstool.
No. You gotta understand. They gotta be up, supported all the way down. That footstool. No, that's not happening. I can deal with it for 2 days.
We have 2 footstools. I'll put one on top of the other.
I can deal with it for 2 days.
Okay.
You're not going back down in the basement anytime soon.
Oh my God.
You did enough running up and down the other day. But, okay. I'm going to let everybody go. I hope I wasn't too long-winded. If I was, I apologize, but I had a lot to say. Okay? Peace. Be good. Be kind to each other. And Don't let life get you down. It's not worth it. All the toys you have, all the possessions, in the end, it all goes back in the box. All the toys, they go back in the box. And you're left with just what you take with you. So, anyway, good night, sleep tight. And if I don't get off of this chair, I'm going to have a carbuncle on my ass about that big. So good night, peace out, love all of you.